we got to talk about Sam Howell once again. Now, I'd like to start this video by saying that I made a video about Sam Howell right just before the NFL season began, and what I said in that video is that he would fail as a starter, and I sort of listed my problems with him, that he holds on to the ball too long, he's just not mobile, his slight frame. Those were my, main genuine concerns about Howell going into this season. And his college production, there was a reason he was drafted in the 5th round. He really fell off in his final year before he declared for the draft, and that kind of concerned me. And those things are slowly but surely coming into fruition. They're becoming reality. And I received an absurd amount of backlash for my opinion about Sam Howell. A lot of Washington fans were really butthurt about it. They got very angry, typed a lot of very just stupid comments, and I guess they're being proven wrong. In my opinion, I'd say they're being proven wrong. And, I was even insulted a couple of times. I laughed it off. If I get insulted by people who don't even know me, it's just like, it's a funny thing because it is what it is. And if they insult you, I'm not going to insult them back. That doesn't make sense. I'm not going to get into a shouting match with somebody. But you're not here for this little petty drama. You're here for just me breaking down Sam Howell's season. It's not good, folks. This guy's a turnover machine. And basically, the past 4 games, he has a 1 touchdown to 6 interception ratio. Do you honestly think the new regime, the new front office, is going to see Howell's performance, his play in the last few weeks, and say, this is our franchise quarterback, we're rocking with Howell? They're not going to, they're not even going to consider it. They're going to say, you know what, we need a quarterback, this guy's not the answer, we can't win with this guy, because guess what? They're not winning with him right now, they're not going to win with him in 3 years. It's as simple as that. If, you got to find winners in this league. Sam Howell just might not be one of them, and we're finding out the hard way because his past 4 games, when the pressure were on him, playoff spot, the odds getting lower and lower, needing wins, he just crumbled. He capitulated. He was actually sacked less than Stafford was in this game versus the LA Rams. Stafford was sacked 3 times, and Howell was sacked once. And actually, if you were watching the game, he had less pressure on him than Stafford. He had a clean pocket most of the plays he had to operate, passing the ball. So there's no lying excuse for this one, because everyone likes to use the fact that, oh, we get sacked, he's like the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. Half of them are his fault. He stands in the pocket. He doesn't run enough. The guy, he doesn't have a mental clock. He doesn't see pressure. He doesn't feel it. He doesn't sense it. It's just not good for an NFL quarterback to not be able to feel pressure on a consistent basis and not have any mental clock whatsoever. That's a quarterback who should probably be a second-string quarterback. Shouldn't be starting. Would be a hell of a backup. Great arm for a backup. You're just not a starting quarterback in this league, and it's as simple as that. And by the way, I'm leaving a very important detail of this game against the LA Rams out. They did lose 28-20. It looked closer than it really was, because at one point they were down by like 20. But by the way, Sam Howell was benched for Jacoby Brissett, who made an immediate impact on the game and had more yards on only 10 attempts. He went approximately 8 for 10 with, guess how many yards? 124. You want to know how many yards Sam Howell had? 102. And he had 2 times the passing attempts. Ridiculous, folks. Sometimes the statistics don't lie. That statistic does not lie. Sam Howell is not it. You cannot roll with this guy because he's just, he's not a winner. He's not even a good quarterback. His stats, I won't say they're fake or he's stat padding, but his stats do not tell the truth. His passing yards, his touchdowns, it does not show the truth whatsoever. Break down the game film, watch the games, and you will see this is not a starting quarterback in the NFL. Sam Howell does not have what it takes to succeed in the National Football League. One of the many problems I have with him on the game film is he does not look McLaurin's way enough. Terry McLaurin is a top 10 wide receiver in the National Football League, and this guy is throwing to De'Ami Brown and Curtis Samuel and other bums and their shitty tight end over this guy, Terry McLaurin, one of the most elite receivers right now in the NFL. He will not throw to him. He throws to the lower class, lower rate receivers. You can't do that. When you have an elite weapon like McLaurin, you got to trust him to make a play in the open space or on a jump ball 50-50 and go up and get it. Howell doesn't look his way enough, and that's really a main piece of, what hurts him. Can he fix it? Absolutely. But will it make him a better quarterback? Probably, because McLaurin can make anybody a better quarterback, but he has so many more problems beyond that, it's absurd. One of them is obviously taking too many sacks, holding on to the ball too long. It's just stuff that gets coached out of you like freshman year in college, and he still does these things. He holds on to the ball, he doesn't, sense the pressure, he doesn't scoot out of the pocket when he needs to. Watching this guy is like, it's like I want to pull my hair out. I'd rather watch someone scratch their nails on a chalkboard and listen to the sound of it. The screech, disturbing, stomach-churning, vile screech of nails on a chalkboard than watch Sam Howell play quarterback in the National Football League. That is how bad it is, folks. He is completely hit or miss on ball placement, on accuracy, on timing, on touch passes down the field. It's just, you're either going to get a perfect ball into a tight, shrinking window, or he's just going to overthrow it and it'll be intercepted. It's like, you don't know what to expect out of this guy. And it kind of reminds me of Brett Favre, but comparing this guy to Brett Favre is honestly like, it's insulting to Brett Favre. I know the guy, Brett Favre, is a piece of shit. I really hope I can't say what I hope happens to him on this video because I get banned from YouTube. But if you know, you know, okay, folks? If you know, you know. But comparing this guy as a quarterback to Brett Favre is an embarrassment to Brett Favre's legacy as a quarterback in the National Football League, folks. There's no comparison there. Brett Favre, might have thrown a bunch of interceptions. He at least fucking threw touchdowns, and he at least has a Super Bowl, and he had a Super Bowl caliber skill set for a quarterback. A gunslinger, not afraid to take a risk, that throws a lot of touchdowns and a lot of passing yards, and is a good leader. Howell, I don't know how good of a leader he is. That's yet to be determined. We'll see if they rock with him next year, which they shouldn't. If they were smart, they wouldn't do that. That's just ignorant of the Washington front office to rock with this guy. Not only, is his leadership questionable, everything else about him, honestly, is questionable. The front office will, in my opinion, 100% go a different way in the offseason. Hey, but that's just my opinion at the end of the day. Thank you all for watching. This has been Mr. Truth, and this was nothing but the truth.